Hello everyone, I am Julia Austin, the Violence Prevention Coordinator and Advocate for Hands of Hope Resource Center in Todd, Morrison County. You can find us on our social media sites, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, our blog, and YouTube to connect with us. All can be found simply by searching Hands of Hope Resource Center or going to the description below to find the links. You can also find us on our website, handsofhope.net. We're going to now jump right into our topic for today, which is firearm violence prevention. So let's get started. Firearm violence is a serious public health problem in the United States that impacts the health and safety of all Americans. Important gaps remain in our knowledge about the problem and ways to prevent it. Addressing these gaps is an important step towards keeping individuals, families, schools, and communities safe from firearm violence and its consequences. Firearm injuries are a serious public health problem. In 2019, there were 39,740 firearm-related deaths in the United States. That's about 109 people dying from a firearm-related injury each day. 6 out of every 10 deaths were firearm suicides, and more than 3 out of every 10 were firearm homicides. More people suffer non-fatal firearm-related injuries than death. 7 out of every 10 medically treated firearm injuries are from firearm-related assaults, and 2 out of every 10 are unintentional firearm injuries. There are few intentionally self-inflicted firearm-related injuries seen in the hospital emergency departments. Most people who use a firearm in a suicide attempt die from their injury. Firearm injuries affect people in all stages of life. Firearm-related injuries are among the 5 leading causes of death from people ages 1 through 64 in the United States. And some groups have a higher rate of firearm injury than others. Males account for 85% of all victims of firearm death and 88% of non-fatal firearm injuries. Rates of firearm violence also vary by age, race, and ethnicity. Firearm homicide rates are highest among teens and young adults ages 15 to 34, and among Blacks, Native Americans, and Alaska Natives, and Hispanic populations. Firearm suicide rates are highest among adults 75 years of age and older, and among American, Native American, and Alaskan Native and non-Hispanic white populations. There are many types of firearm injuries which can be fatal or non-fatal. Intentionally self-inflicted is one of them. This includes firearm suicide or non-fatal self-harm injuries from a firearm. Unintentional is another form. This includes fatal or non-fatal firearm injuries that happen while cleaning or playing with a firearm, or other incidences of an accidental firing without evidence of intentional harm. There is also interpersonal violence. This includes firearm homicide or non-fatal assaults, injuries from a firearm. Then there is legal intervention. This includes firearm injuries inflicted by the police or other law enforcement agents acting in the line of duty. For example, firearm injury that occurs while arresting or attempting to arrest someone, maintaining order, and ensuring safety. The term legal intervention is commonly used as an external cause of injury classification and does not indicate the legality of the circumstances surrounding the death. And the final one that we're going to discuss today is undetermined intent. This includes firearm injuries where there is not enough information to determine whether the injury was intentionally self-inflicted, unintentional, and legal intervention, a firearm death, or form an act of interpersonal violence. There are many consequences of firearm violence, and that's why it's important to make sure that we educate ourselves and we become more knowledgeable of how we can prevent this. People who survive a firearm-related injury may experience long-term consequences. These include problems with memory, thinking, emotions, and physical disability from injuries to the brain, paralysis from injury to the spinal cord, and chronic mental health problems from conditions such as post-traumatic stress disorder. The effects of firearm violence extend beyond victims and their families. Mass shootings include those in schools, houses of worship, workplaces, shopping areas, and community events, as well as other firearm homicides and assaults, can affect the sense of safety and security of the entire communities and impact everyone's everyday decisions. The economic impact of firearm violence is also substantial. Firearm violence costs the United States tens of billions of dollars each year in medical and lost productivity costs alone. Thank you all for watching, and feel free to check out all of our social media accounts down below. We would love to support, collaborate, and connect with each and every one of you this new year. Have a great day.